Hello everyone. When we think of deserts, we immediately think of the Sahara, the world's largest and hottest desert. Located in northern Africa, with an area of up to 9.4 million square kilometer. It covers almost all of northern Africa, equivalent to the area of China or the United States, and accounts for 8% of the land area on Earth. Impressive, right? If the Sahara were a country, it would be the 5th largest in the world. Geographically, this desert is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean to the west, the Mediterranean Sea to the north, the Red Sea to the east, and the Nile River Valley to the south. Despite its vastness, apart from the Nile River Valley, and some northern highlands near the Mediterranean where olive trees can be grown, most of the Sahara is uncultivable. Everywhere you look, you will find only sand and sand. The borders between countries in the Sahara are often drawn straight. Unlike other natural borders, such as rivers, mountains, or hills. This is because the desert has no prominent landforms to mark its boundaries. Some of the countries that border the Sahara that you may know include Algeria, Chad, Egypt, Libya, Mali, Morocco, Sudan, Tunisia, and Western Sahara. When viewed from above, the Sahara is the least vegetated area in the world. Mostly covered in dark brown sand. Many areas have no vegetation at all, making it look more barren than Mars. The lack of rainfall and vegetation has turned the Sahara into a giant sand sea, with dunes that can reach up to 180 meters high. Dust storms from the Sahara can cross the Mediterranean and cause mud rains in Europe. Each year, an estimated 400 to 700 million tons of dust from the Sahara are blown to the Americas and beyond. The size of the Sahara has changed significantly over time. In recent years, decreased rainfall and land clearing have caused the Sahara to expand southward. Over the past half-century, the Sahara has grown significantly in size, becoming twice the size of Vietnam. Although the desert's surface is arid, there are still valuable resources beneath the Sahara. After World War II, many mineral deposits were discovered, including large oil and gas deposits in Algeria and Libya, which helped these countries develop economically. The climate of the Sahara has also changed a lot throughout history. There was a time when it was a paradise for creatures. A story that will be discussed in more detail later. Now, let's explore some interesting facts about the Sahara. The first thing that comes to mind when you think of a desert is heat. The Sahara is the hottest desert and has the harshest climate on the planet. The average annual temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. And the highest temperature ever recorded was 58 degrees Celsius. The Sahara receives extremely little rainfall, with half of the region receiving less than 25 millimeters of rain per year, and some areas not having any rain for years. Although the days are very hot, the temperature at night can drop sharply, sometimes as low as -6 degrees Celsius, which surprises visitors. Does the Sahara have water? In fact, the desert has only 2 permanent rivers, the Nile and the Niger, along with a number of lakes. Permanent rivers are rivers that flow continuously all year round, while non-permanent rivers can disappear due to the harsh climate. The famous Nile flows through Egypt, emptying into the Mediterranean Sea, and is closely associated with ancient Egyptian culture. In addition, the Sahara has the largest underground water source in the world, with many oases located under the desert. Currently, the Sahara has about 20 lakes, but only one is freshwater, Lake Chad. The rest are unusable saltwater lakes. And of course, sand is a must-have, the Sahara's signature. However, not all of the Sahara is sand. In fact, Only about 25 to 35% of the area is sand. The rest is gravel, rocks, salt flats, plateaus, mountains, and rivers. One of the most famous sand dunes is the one in central Algeria, which is up to 450 meters high. The Shigaga dunes in Morocco, which are 300 meters high, are often exploited for tourism, with camel rides across the desert. In particular, the Sahara also has a volcano called Emikasi, which is 3.415 meters high, the highest point of this desert. There are some misconceptions about the Sahara, such as the idea that no one lives here. In fact, there are about 2.5 million people living in the Sahara, mostly nomads who move seasonally. A few live near water sources. This number may seem small, but when you understand the harshness of the climate and landscape here, you will see that this is an impressive number. The Sahara also has about 500 species of plants and 70 species of animals, with the most famous animal being the camel. The Sahara is also a place where it has snowed, something that few people know. Snow appeared in 1979, 2016, 2018 and most recently in 2021 in Algeria, covering the desert in white, creating a surprisingly beautiful scene. Not only the Sahara, some other regions in the Middle East such as Saudi Arabia have also recorded snowfall in recent years. The first time in 50 years. Another misconception is that the Sahara has always been a desert. In fact, about every 41.000 years, the Sahara undergoes climate change, returning to green grasslands. It is expected that in about 15.000 years, the Sahara will become a lush land again. Finally, we cannot fail to mention the camels, the symbolic animals of the desert. Camels have the ability to endure harsh conditions and move very well on sand. An adult camel can drink up to 113 liters of water in just over 10 minutes. They can also endure hunger and thirst for many days. Travel up to 40 kilometers a day for 3 consecutive days. That is why they are called the ship of the desert. When encountering a sandstorm, the camel will lie down, close its eyes, use its thick eyelashes to cover itself and wait for the wind to pass. That is what I want to share about the Sahara, the largest and hottest desert in the world. The third largest desert on Earth after Antarctica and the North Pole. Thank you for listening to the story of the Sahara Desert. If you find it interesting, please support the channel by subscribing, turning on the notification bell and continue to watch the upcoming videos. Hello and see you again.